And we're back. What a game we had there. 4-game-1 between IMLosira and MVPsC. I am Unstable, joined here by Railcoon as we jump into game number 2. It will be Cloud Kingdom. Of course, this is SC's map choice after the vetoes, of course. But let's jump straight into it. We do have up here at our top corner, we have MVPsC as our red Terran going for a command center first. Instantly scouted by Losira, though. It's going to start to be pesky on that SCV. And down here at the bottom left, we have IMLosira as our green Zerg, able to actually take down game 1 after inching a lead in every minute. It was just like slightly over, and over time, SC just couldn't keep up. Those run-bys into the thirds constantly caused him to come back where he really needed to attack. That was the one point where Losira was vulnerable, like really vulnerable, because he went straight to those Brutalots. So let's see how game number 2 turns out. Of course, we do see the quick third hatch in response to the command center first. Very standard response coming out here from Losira. But Losira was playing so well in that last game. His decision making, his control, everything. Like, he made just Brutalords and Infestors against with no ground support. Trade so well against that Marine tank force that SC had coming up that ramp. Yes, it helped out that it was on the ramp, but still.
He fungled really, really well so that, like, every time the Marines tried to stim forward and catch those Broodlords, they got fungled just barely outside of range of the Broodlords. They were perfect fungals every single time, but really that last game came down to SC needed to make a decision of either he was going to sit back with most of his army and just rely on drops, or he was going to attack across the map and sacrifice his third base. And he kept bouncing back and forth without ever making up his mind, and that indecision is just what allowed Losira to keep abusing him with the Zerglings. So if he gets into a similar situation, he needs to just make up his mind in one direction, either defend his base and be less aggressive, or just be fully aggressive and trade something.
Yeah, that's very true. We do, of course, see that all 3 hatches are up now for Losira, and he's going to start pumping out that queen production as he does have the spawning pool finish. Now, the follow-up here from SC has been 2 barracks up in his main. He hasn't gone for a third one just yet, which is pretty much the optimal solution to a lot of these command centers first, just so you can get that kind of unit army out in case of any early busts. But we got a third queen on the way now out of the third. We'll probably get double queens coming out on each position, and then we'll see Losira transition into whatever he wants to do. But given his dominance in that last game, I think he's going to feel really comfortable. SC has... Whoa, hello.
That's a lot of Marines. There's a couple SCVs in here too. But this is a nice little attack onto the third base. It's just going to start a bunker, and this would catch a lot of people droning, but Losira actually just started a round of Zerglings. So he should be able to hold this off.
This comes from a read for SC's playstyle here. That's the only thing that can really cause someone to do this. He's trying to get that Spine Crawler down. He will manage to force a cancel. Barely cancelled, actually. But look at this. Like, the pure timing here for Losira is just going to be able to let him crush it. He's going to get a full surround on all these units, or almost a full surround on all these units down here. Now remember, he doesn't have Ling speed, so he won't be able to really counterattack too quickly. But now SC's in a really tough spot because he's only got these 2 barracks. All his Marines are out in the middle of the map. There's no bunker down at the bottom of the ramp. And it's not even walled off here, Railcoon. So he's going to have to put a barracks down if he wants to do anything about it. We see more Zerglings coming across here and these extra group in the middle. So there's going to be 19 here coming up. Needs to be very careful to control these Marines very nicely here by SC. But there's just so many Zerglings. I don't think it's going to matter here at all, Railcoon.
If he pulls the SCVs, he can hold this with some good micro, which is what he's doing right now. I think that came down to, at that point in the game, you know, a lot of Zerg players are still trying to cut a lot of corners, skip their gas, droning really hard. And that would catch people by surprise. But we've been seeing more and more of this kind of stuff, what Losira did, where they're droning and they're skipping their Zergling speed, but then they just randomly make like 20 slow Zerglings to catch a lot of these random attacks completely off guard. And it's been working really well for the Zerg players so far, even without the Zergling speed. So that's becoming more and more common. We've seen, I don't know, like 3 different Zerg players do that to great success so far in this tournament. So nicely played by Losira, just catching that little bit of an aggression. I didn't see, he doesn't have an overlord. Oh, he does have an overlord in position, so he saw it coming out. But he already had some of the Zerglings on the way when the Marines were streaming through the center of the map.
Well, we do see the follow-up here from SC is going to be the mass amounts of barracks that is coming out. He's got a third command center in here as well. This is his signature style that haven't seen in quite a while in the GSL, or any televised match, that is. But we've got also Losira moved up to the 5 queen mark. He's got a macro hatch. He's got a gas on the way now. He's got 2 in total gas geysers, and he's going to start pushing out his creep.
Overlord gets in the base and sees 4 of the barracks, but none of the add-ons, and doesn't see the other 2. So he sees at least 4 barracks and nothing else. So it gives him some information, but not really any of what he wanted to see, because he doesn't know how many add-ons there are. He doesn't know if there's a third base or if there's double upgrades on the way. So it was a good denial of scouting there by SC. LoSira's just going to have to guess at this point. He's making a Baneling nest just to be safe, since he did not get a good scout and he saw 4 barracks. Like, that's just a good safety measure to be taking right now. And there's another big group of Marines coming across the field, and this one will get spotted by the creep, but he'll get significantly farther before he sees it.
Well, either way, it doesn't make that big of a difference here for LoSira, because he has a 32 Zerglings on the in production. He's got that Spine Crawler, he's got 2 Queens here. He will be able to delay this, and looks like we do see SC realizing what's going on. We've got Banelings being morphed as well. They will be on creep, but no Baneling speed, because we don't see a lair just yet from LoSira. But either way, all SC is going to be able to do is throw down a scan, get rid of some of those creep tumors, and back off, because he's really in a tough spot right now. He's down in supply, he's down in workers, 63 to 53. He's only just now got his 3rd command center up and running.
That's faster than he did in the previous game, to be fair.
Whoa, he actually scanned the top right of his base and then dropped down a supply depot, so that was a big misclick by SC right there.
Yeah, that's just wrong button, I guess. Scanned the depot instead of dropping the hat. And we've got a large number of Zerglings moving through the center of the map right now. There are a few Banelings supporting this, but like you said, he hasn't even started the Baneling speed yet. Actually, he hasn't started a layer yet.
No, but it doesn't matter, as he's going to come in here now. Make up your mind here, LoSira. There's a lot of Marines, yes, but the Banelings following up here. We do see a nice split by SC so far, and it looks like it is going to work out quite well. The Banelings not able to actually connect, and that is what SC is known for right there. His Marine control, even without Stim, was able to crush through that. I really feel like if LoSira had committed and not been a little bit indecisive, that would have been much better. But either way, he's got more Zerglings coming across. Cannot engage this Marine force here. A lot of them still on high health. Needs to be careful. Whoa, hello. Alright, but he's actually going to go...
He's making 21 more Banelings. He's got a lot more Zerglings on the way. It looks like he just wants to try and end the game right now. I'm not sure how well this is going to work, because he did that last engagement without Stim. Stim finished right near the end of it, and now he has Stim with Medivacs popping out. Like, that was really good Marine splitting, and now he's going to be able to do it even better with Stim Pack. So this is going to be pretty tricky for LoSira. SC's trying to set up a wall, but it's not going to get there in time, but it will delay the Banelings. He's going to start splitting his units unstable. He has Stim.
Yeah, here we go. We got Zerglings coming in from the left-hand side as well, but there's just so many Zerglings. It's hard to actually split all that much. It looks like he's dropped the depots to try and get away as well. The SCV's in a lot of trouble right now. The bunker has gone down. We've got the follow-up here on the right with some more Zerglings. Marines on the high ground here for SC, keeping them alive in this one. But the SCVs get caught by the Banelings over here in the north. But look at this, LoSira wisely keeping those Banelings alive. He's got a lot of those more Zerglings coming in. He has to go through this wall, but he does have the Banelings to do it as he's bringing them down. Looks like we do see the SCVs being picked up here by a Medivac for SC, and he's going to be pushed back onto 2 bases. But at the same time, LoSira is taking his 4th already. He hasn't gone to there it is. It's about 90% of the way through.
He started that while that's going on, and he has now switched into drones. But there's still a large number of Zerglings on the field with one more round finishing up right now. So it looks like he's going to try and bust this one more time. There are not a lot of units out, but there's a tank out on the field. Doesn't have siege mode yet. If he had siege, he could actually just crush this with that tank on the high ground. But he's actually going to try and catch these Banelings while they're morphing, but he's going to fail. Going to have to load up into the medevac to get away. Nicely done, but the wall
the wall is down.
Unstable.
Yeah, now the Zergling's getting all the way through here, and a lot of SC's trying to drop Marines to try and deal with it, but it looks like there is just way too much stuff. Banelings into the mineral line. Goodbye SCVs, and he is down to a lot. Right now, we got 38 workers killed coming out here for LoSira, and he's now up into the main base, into the production facilities, and this looks like it's going to be it. LoSira is going to take the series 2-0. There's the GG coming out, and we see our first winners match player coming in for IMLosira. So we will be right back with Trimaster versus Moonglade to see who faces LoSira in the winners match. Stay with us.